Whoa! Almost did it again, but we made it this time. Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook land? It is your boy JD, aka Mr. December, and we are back with another live stream. Listen, the conversation about to get heavy tonight. I need y'all to do me a favor. I have a goal to meet. If y'all want to hear this conversation and want this conversation to get out, I need y'all to help us get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of February. I know we can do it. It's a goal, and we're going to work toward it. We doing good, y'all. Thank you so much to all of the new subscribers, those of you that are just joining us. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Conversation gets deep over here, y'all. But I'm not going to prolong the time any further, y'all. We've been waiting on this conversation, and I got some lovely ladies in the back that's going to help me. First of all, I want to bring up the lovely Antoinette. Say something to the people, Antoinette.
Hey, greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back. We ready to rock and roll. Like JD said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell your family, your mama, your daddy, the dog, everybody. Let's get it poppin'.
Yo, tell everybody what's going on over here tonight. And then we've got the one, the only Alabama church girl. Say something to the people, Val.
Beep, beep, toot, toot. Hey, good people. It's your Alabama church girl here. First, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. To all the leaders, saints, and friends, welcome, welcome, welcome on in. I've been missing y'all.
Yo, I was just about to say it seemed like it's been too long since I've heard that. It feels like it's been a minute. Am I tripping?
No,
Am I tripping?
no, I
Nah.
missed y'all.
Yeah,
You
well,
tell no lies.
we missed you too. So, yo, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, y'all. I gotta get my posture ready
Let me put
because
my glasses on because we're gonna read tonight.
go ahead and get your glasses on. I want everybody to make sure. Can y'all hear me all right? Y'all can hear me? All right. So we doing good. So this is the long awaited conversation that we all have been waiting for. Y'all were wondering when I was gonna do it. I know we've kind of talked about the Godfather a little bit on the channel. Not too much, but y'all are looking at the title. Y'all are looking at the thumbnail. Y'all already know what time it is. We're about to dive into it. What is a high value man? What makes a high value man? How do you define a high value man? Now, the Alabama church girl sent me a video on TikTok that we kind of looked at, and we've been thinking about it. We've had time to ponder it, right? And just before we get into that video, I have another video I want to play, and it's from none other than the Godfather himself, Kevin Samuels, y'all. So, but before we get into it, yeah, ooh, we about to get into it, right? We about to get into it. So, before we get into the videos, and I want y'all to put your thoughts and your comments down below. I want to hear from y'all. And I don't know, I might drop the link. Maybe. We're gonna see. But and Big Mag, if you out there, please show your face. Please, please. I was supposed to get your email and I put it in the private chat and forgot to copy and write it down. So Big Mag, if you're watching, get with me, man. I need your email address. But anyway, before we get into it, y'all, I got some stories to tell too. But before we get into all of that, Alabama church girl, I want to know from you first. How would you define a high value man?
Remember, we talked about breaking down that list, JD.
Indeed.
That high value doesn't mean in dollars. Not from my perspective.
Okay.
What do you really value? What are your values? What are your moral values? Because your gifts will get you there, but it's your character that's going to keep you. And in the long term, if you really want to partner with someone that is of quality, then you need to really look at their character. I don't care. Your dollars can be gone within minutes, within moments. Look at Wendy Williams. She's a multimillionaire, but at this point, she has access to not $1 from Wells Fargo, allegedly. But that doesn't mean that she's not of value. What are the qualities of your character that give you value? That's the question that I have. That's how I define value, the quality of your character.
All right, I can dig it. I can dig it. Antoinette, what about you? What is your
I,
definition of a high value man?
well, as with Val, money ain't everything. Materialistic items and entities are not everything. My high value would be placed with integrity, loyalty, and strength. So that would be my trinity right there: integrity, loyalty, and strength. And it depends upon the mindset and how you act behind closed doors, how you act when you don't have an audience, how you act when you're trying to be in your authentic space and your authentic self. That is your value. Because if you're looking for a partner and you're looking for it in that man, he has to be a priceless gem in your eyes. And that is the point of value and the highest value, because he is your strength and we are here, y'all strength spiritually. And it comes together as one. So that is what makes his value very high on the list.
Okay, I can dig that. Now, I think that, and we're gonna hear this in a little bit. I think that this thing of high value, it gets a little bit misconstrued sometimes, in my opinion. And my opinion is that just because you say something or someone is high value, that's not to say that anybody else is not of value. You know what I'm saying? Because a Honda Accord is still of some value, but is not of the same value of a Mercedes Benz. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not. I think that a lot of people take this concept of high value and use it to dump on the other people, because in these days and times, is my opinion. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my opinion that people think that average is something bad. You know what I'm saying? Because just because I'm not quote unquote high value by some people's standards, that doesn't mean that I'm not of any value. You know what I'm saying? And it also doesn't mean that I'm doing something wrong because I'm not high value. I know a lot of people say that, shout out to Facebook user. I know a lot of people think that it's just about money, right? I think that that's part of it, but like y'all said, money is not everything. And I want to ask the question. Let me just pause parenthetically right here. Antoinette, I heard you say that money is not everything. Would you say that? And I tend to agree, but would you say that money is a lot of it though? And
It
I'm
depends.
not just talking about high value, but in terms of relationships or in terms of choosing a partner, do you think that money has a lot to do with it? I know it's not everything, but what do you think about that?
But it's how you looking at money and what stage in life you're at with your relationships and your understanding and your mindset. Because money, are we talking about, that printed out dollar bill? Are we talking about liquid assets? Money can be in different sets in different forms. So it depends on how you could trade that money and that value. So when we talk about money, you talking about what's in the bank. We talking about the value of what's physically in my hand, in my wallet. So it's an asset, but it just depends on how you dealing with that money. You may not be rich, but what is rich considered for in your relationship? Are you coming with most of the money? Is he coming with most of it? Are you reaching at a balance? It's part of it, yeah. But if you can't be together whether you have money or whether you don't, then what's the point?
Okay, I can dig it. Now, that's a very mature way of looking at it, and I wish that a lot more people would look at it that way. But you will hear a lot of people say, and women in particular, because men are always looked at as the ones that are supposed to be the providers, right? Supposed to be the leaders, and that comes with some type of financial and fiscal responsibility, right? So I hear a lot of ladies saying that they don't want to be with quote unquote average earners, but most people are average earners. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the statistics, the the amount of Americans that even have $1,000 in an emergency in an emergency fund is astronomically low. Most Americans, if we just be honest, are living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? So the average income of a black man in America is around $41,000. Average income of a white man in America is about $50,000. So you're splitting hairs of about $9,000 between the two, right? And if you ask a lot of women, could they be with a man that's earning average money or be with the average man? A lot of them will say no because $40,000 doesn't seem like it's a lot. And I also think that uh, you know it used to be a term several years ago called and it's a negative term. Let me just throw that out there about being a basic a basic chick. I
Hmm.
just say it like that. I'll keep it G. Being a basic chick, nobody wants to be, quote unquote, basic. And I think that these days and times, it makes it seem as if people that live a basic life or people that are average are not good enough when that's most people. You know what I'm saying? It's
But most
only.
people can't even explain what basic is. They just know the word, and everybody trying to follow suit because they don't want to dig a little bit deeper and be accountable for what they're trying to claim. So when we actually take these people and sit them down and be like, what actually is basic to you, or what is of high value, or um, what is your understanding because you gave statistics between black men's salaries and white men's salaries, they wouldn't be able to tell you that range if you actually sat them down. So you got to dig a little bit deeper and see, well, where they coming from. Are you just getting this information and these sayings from Cardi B and them, or whoever is your inspiration right now, or are you literally looking into these statistics, and are you literally looking into yourself to be like, okay, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna be that basic B, because that basic B still has a foundation, and I got money in the bank, and I got these assets. So X, Y, and Z, we need to understand what is actually basic, and does our community understand and able to elaborate what that is?
Mhm. And I think you're absolutely right. A lot of people cannot articulate what that means, right? But most people would look at it as an insult if you were to call somebody, man, you basic. You know what I'm saying? And let me digress. Alabama church girl, come on with it. I see the look on your face. Come on with it.
I'm listening and learning, JD.
Oh, okay, okay. You mean you don't have anything to add at this point?
I always have something to say,
Come
but
on
I'm
with it.
listening and learning.
Uh,
Because we move from quality of character into the quality of finances. I tend to believe that money, when you're looking at the income and the money that a person brings to a partnership, I see that as just determining what quality of life you will have together. And I know that the whole manosphere is all in a tizzy right now, and all got their pennies in a wad about women that are high earners. But let me tell you something. About 5 years ago, the whole question in the manosphere was, well, what do you bring to the table? So just like women would like to be with someone that has an above average income, men do too. And I need y'all to stop lying to yourselves and to us that you don't care because you didn't want to be with the basic B.
So, what's your definition of the basic chick?
Listen, I'm not worried about her. I'm not trying to define her.
Well, the reason why I ask is because one of the talking points in the manosphere is that a lot of times ladies think that men value women the same way that women value men, and that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so I think that women has have always valued men as the provider and the protector of the home.
No,
I think
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like the
let me
thing.
finish my thought though.
Go ahead.
I think that men have always valued women as the caretaker and the nurturer of the home. I think that as women have progressed in their education and their aspirations, men are having a tough time adjusting how they view women. And so the conversation gets really convoluted when we start talking about the earnings and how we're going to shape this relationship now. Because most, well, I won't say most, there's a good number of women that are earning enough to take care of themselves and they're not looking to men to be the provider anymore. They're looking to men to be their partner.
I think that in the manosphere, I think that the issue is the fact of me personally, I don't like that word partner, and I don't like it for several reasons. Might do a video on that later, but the reason is because you start to blur the lines of the actual roles of a man and of a woman, like that masculine and that feminine. You know what I'm saying?
And that,
So
yes, you're right, JD. That
yeah,
leads into
so
a whole nother
yeah,
conversation.
so what I'm saying is that women will place a man in a higher regard if he earns a certain amount of money, right? But women think that if they earn a certain amount of money, that should put them in a higher regard with men, and that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying?
So it sounds like you are speaking of a hierarchy in relationship. And
No, not so much.
that's to me is problematic because I tend to believe that God created us all equal. And I cannot put myself above my child and respect myself higher than I respect my child because he is a child of God just like I am. I cannot put my husband above myself because my husband is not above me in terms of the quality of respect that is due to him and to me because he is a child of God just like I am. I know that there are traditional gender roles, but I do believe that all of us are capable of participating in every role, almost every role in the household. And I do believe that each relationship gets to determine how they're going to participate in those partner roles. That's my belief. But I don't believe in a hierarchy in a family.
Now let me ask you this. So in a typical family. If you're you said that you believe that God created us equal. Now I do believe that nobody's life is more valuable than somebody else's. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But do you don't think that a man should be the head of the household?
I believe that every relationship should determine the tenets of their relationship. I'm using the word relationship because you just let me know that you're not fond of the word partnership.
No.
But I love the word partnership on purpose because partners work together in partnership for the benefit and the betterment of the whole mission. Um, if our mission is to acquire more land and leave generational wealth, the partners all get in and lay their hand to the plow for the mission. And my son, even though he's my kid, he's a partner in my relationship in this mission. That's how I view my relationship. I am fully aware and I do understand that not everyone views their relationship in that manner. So I respect our differences.
Hmm. So, and I get it. I get it. Everything is not, different stroke for different folks. But in my opinion, you know, the reason I don't like the word partner is because everybody does have a role to play, and everybody needs to understand that in in a family, right? There has to be a leader to me. And just because I think that we get it confused by saying just because the man is the head of the household, that everybody else doesn't get respect. You know what I'm saying? If you are a real man and you are the head of your household, if you're believing the Bible, right? The man submits to God, right? And then leads the family. So you're submitting to the God that's in the man. You know what I'm saying? So I think that a lot of times a lot of people get that thing mixed up because it's just because I want to lead my family and be the man, the head of my household and be that leader. That doesn't mean that I'm walking around, beating my chest, me Tarzan, you Jane. You still work together, but at the end of the day, if and I believe we talked about this before, if the family gets put out on the streets, they're not going to be looking at you first. They're going to be looking at me. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's why I believe in partnership. Because if the family gets put out on the street and they looking at their husband, but their wife got money in the bank that could have taken care of that, or she has the capability to go get that money that could have taken care of whatever the need was, to me, she just as sorry as he is.
Mm, that's true. That is true. Now, partnership. Well, let's reel this thing back. We'll do. Well, that's another topic.
We on
That's
this
another that's
finance
another
again.
topic for another day. Let's reel this thing back into the high value man concept. Now, it is a lot of pretenders out there, I think, and I think that while we misconflate this notion of a high value man, I think that it gets mixed up on men's side and the women's side. So let me just throw this out there too, and I'm gonna link this video that I'm about to pull up in the description. So if y'all want to go watch the whole thing, y'all can go check the whole thing out. Now, Kevin Samuels, he did not invent the notion of a high value man. It's been around for a long time. Hey, shout out to all of you guys in the comments. Thank y'all for joining us. Keep up the comments, keep up the engagement because we like to hear from you. So Kevin Samuels did not make up this notion of a high value man. It's been a while. It's been around for a while, but he was the one that popularized it and made it go viral. So he put some parameters around it, right? So we're gonna check out Kevin Samuels right now. We're gonna see what he has to say about uh high value. Y'all ready? Here we go.
That has been with us forever. So when we start talking about that, we're dealing with people. It really throws people off because it seems so cold, so calculated. But like it or not, that's the way the world is. So let's get into this whole high value man thing. Number one, in order to be a high value man, it starts with money. Again, like it or not, I didn't put the six figure thing out there. It's been with us since the mid 80s. And like it or not, that's where this whole thing starts. You can't be high value and homeless. So you have to make a certain amount of money. And the line is roughly at $10,000 a month adjusted for Atlanta dollars. If you live in San Francisco, LA, New York City, where the cost of living is higher than 100%, you need to adjust it. So $10,000 a month gets the starting point off for high value. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just giving you what the world gave me. Number two, that money needs to be made over a length of time, i.e., performance. And that's roughly about 5 years. And about the 3 year mark, you're kind of starting to scratch the surface. Why does it need to be 5 years? Well, because, guys, it's a matter of consistency and stability. Look in the NFL, the NBA, anybody can have a great season, but having a great season does not automatically mean you're going to the Hall of Fame. They want to see consistent numbers over a period of time. You know how this works, just like I do in business. You can't be a one hit wonder or have up here and down there. Consistency, performance over a length of time. That's why the 5 year mark is so important. Like I said, around 3 years, you're starting to scratch the surface, but at 5 years, people can pretty much count on you to say, this person understands and knows how to get it done. Number three is group acceptance. Like it or not, guys, high value man is like a fraternity. It's like a club, a secret society. And high value men know other high value men. They're welcoming men to the group. They know what it takes to be there. They know what it takes to get in there. And high value men, group acceptance is supremely important. Guys, secret societies, fraternities, organizations have always been with us. And you know how this just works in just general interaction. Guys that just make their own secret society or club, but it doesn't matter as much as somebody says that group is important. Guys, this is about separation. High value men tend to huddle around other high value men for reasons I'm going to go into a little bit later. But group acceptance is another critical component of being a high value man. Why is group acceptance so important? Because the next part, a network. You have to have a network of other high value men and others. This is another stumbling block for a lot of guys, for a lot of people, because they may have the money, even the length of time. They may look like they fit the group, but if they don't even have any other high value contacts or network, a group of others, that person is going to be looked at with a side eye. Think of it like this: if you're sitting at the table with 10 high value men, and each of these 10 men has 50 contacts, that's 500 contacts, and you sit at the table and you have twice as much money as any other man on there, but you have zero contacts. What can you effectively get done other than throw money at it? These other men can make phone calls, exert influence, move things to get things done. And you can only do what? You can only do what? Offer money and potentially feed off that network of contact. One thing high value men know and understand, that time is what's important. And building a network that actually works for you is extremely important. In some areas, it's called a book of business. A book of business can make you successful here, here, and here. Your contacts, your network is your net worth. You've heard this before, so you cannot underestimate how important having a network of high value men and other people is to your status as a high value man. After the network, we got to have the visibility. Guys, your income and your position has to be LinkedIn level. Think of it like this person says they're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. This person is head of thoracic surgery at Johns Hopkins. This person is VP of Mergers and Acquisitions at Bank of America. And then someone says, "Hi, I'm an entrepreneur." Three of those four people, at a glance, we can pretty much estimate who they are, what they do, and their relative importance in the overall socioeconomic structure. The fourth person, more information is needed. There's not enough visibility, not enough transparency. To be a high value man, it needs to be at a glance. Again, your position and your income. Guys, You may have a lot of money, but if it's coming from sketchy areas, no one can kind of understand where it's coming from. That does not give other high value men or even the public any kind of real confidence that you are who you say you are. Again, guys, it's about the market. It's what the market, the world is thinking. They got to know at a glance that you are a high value man. And the sixth part is probably my favorite part, guys. A high value man is useful to others and the group. A lot of times you'll hear people say, I don't want to be used. I don't want to be used. No, I want to be used. Why? Because that means I'm useful. High value men are in demand and useful. Their presence is felt when they're there, and their absence is felt when they're gone. That is how you know you're really a high value man. How you can move things, your ability to influence things, and that is your relative usefulness. In economics, it's called UTILs. How useful are you to the group? Again, there's no high value homeless, neither are there any high value loners. If you have all these resources, all this stuff, but it's all hoarded for your own selfish ends and no one can benefit from your money, your network, or anything you have, how valuable are you to the group, to the world, to other people?
All right, let me stop it right there. Antoinette, what do you think about what you've heard so far about this video?
I mean, the list goes on, and really, that's why I had to start writing because I was falling asleep. Um, but and just trying to pay attention to what he was talking about, and hey, some people need it because they want to better themselves or see what additional things may start working for them since something else of what they're used to doing is not working for them. So it's nice to have that influence, that insight, whatever. I don't know. I'm not good with all that list of what you should be doing because everyone and every relationship is different. What are you trying to attract at the end of the day? Who are you trying to be with? Are you trying to be with somebody out of convenience, out of comfort, or are you actually trying to be with somebody to grow with? And if you're going to grow, are you willing to sacrifice? Again, that depends upon your values and how you are seeing somebody and keeping them on a higher court. That is your high value. Now, of course, like we said, we have lists, but this was just going on and on. And he had, examples for Atlanta, 10,000 per month. I was looking at that. I was like, well, hell, I like $10,000 a month, my damn self. But whatever. I consider myself priceless and high value myself. But again, that's my own values and how I see myself and my standards and my partner and his standards. So, like I said, hey, the viewpoints and the list that he gave might be beneficial to somebody else. It might help them out at the end of the day. The networking, this is stuff that you could use beyond a romantic relationship. So, I mean, the insight was good. I don't know if people do a lot of practical application with it, but yeah, I mean, I got distracted moreover with the comment that we had from the destroyer of simps. That's where I got distracted too because of the black men leading the black women. And so once we get there, let me know because mm, we can't hear you on you mute.
Oh,
You're on
thank you
mute.
so much. All right,
Hmm.
and I got you. We'll circle back around.
Yeah,
Alabama
yeah.
Church Girl, what do you think about the list that KS was talking
Your
about
your
in regards to high
godfather gave
value?
a list, honey. He gave a list. And I think that if you just want to play with the boys, then just play with the boys. Just say that. Because that's what the list was about.
Well, yeah,
How to impress other men.
yeah. So the
But
list, the
but
list.
the question is, um, and as it pertains to Destroyer of Simps comment, if black men, because I think that's the target market we are having this conversation about, want to know what impresses black women, maybe you should listen to a black woman about what we're looking for on our list. because your godfather gave you his list of what's important to him.
Okay, so he was given what defines a high value man, right? So those are some parameters against it because let's just be honest, a lot of men want to call themselves high value when they're not. Okay. So and I think that it gets confused because in 2022, a lot of women say that they want a high value man, right? And for the women that say that they want these kinds of men, it usually has to do more about the money, right? Because if you ask most ladies now, the reason that they would like a high value man and they're focusing more about the money is because a lot of women don't want to work to pay significant bills in the household. And then a lot of women don't want to really work after they start having children.
I can debate that all day long because a lot of women have been working all their life paying the bills in the household.
Right,
And they
exactly.
take
But
care of the
that didn't
children.
mean that they want
Now,
to.
now, if they find a man that affords them not to do that, that is lovely. But as I was stating, KS gave his list of what high value is defined as by him, but nothing on his list pertained to the definition I, as a black woman, just gave regarding your character. The first thing out of his mouth was money.
Mm-hmm.
Value, and whether it's high or low, is not it does not equate to money to me because you can have money and be a piss poor man. I was just fangirling a young lady on TikTok that was explaining how she was dating a billionaire, someone who owns private plane company, and how his life, the life that he afforded her, was very lovely, but he was so weird and she was so paranoid dating him about what he would do to her. It was not worth her peace. That's the type of stuff that I'm concerned with. And most valuable women consider their peace a value. And they're not willing to give that up no matter how many dollars you throw in their face.
Hey, and I get it. You like, I don't think
Can
that.
we go back to his list because I wrote down what he said. I
Well,
was writing.
I don't think
Money
that.
was number one.
Yeah, money was number one. So
And I
I
said that.
think, and I think
Exactly.
that I think that part of the problem is that a lot of people you talk about character and everything, right? That is something that's implied to me because what do we talk about over here? This group of men over here, and then there's a group of men over here. I agree wholeheartedly. Just because you have money does not make you high value. But he never said that it's the money that makes you high value. It's
Can
not
we go back
just
to the
Yes, he
list?
yeah.
did.
It's
Because
Because
he
not.
number
It's
one
said,
not
was
just. It's
money,
not just. It's not just the money.
but he said it. He said money was
first.
at the top of the list. Can we
Mhm.
go
Yeah.
back because it was spelled out in
Yeah.
black and
Yeah.
white
Money.
on the
Money.
video?
It's
Money
money,
was at the top of the list. It's not just money. Money has a lot to do with it,
but
He
right?
it's
never
money and character because he said he circled around it. Money 10,000 per month, length of time,
time.
so your performance of that 3 to 5 years. So you're trying to show that your character could keep setting the
Thank
pace
you,
in
Taylor.
order to build that wealth that also builds upon that exposure because he's like third was group acceptance. So
Tag,
the
let me in.
exposure, the
Mhm.
exposure of networking to mold your characteristics and your values, because I'm gonna give that a half point to the money, because we're going back 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1. So now number four is what networking. Network is your net worth. So what goes with net worth? The money. So we circling back to the group experience and the exposure.
Did
So
you
then
say? Did you say network or net worth?
He said your network
Your
is valuable because it equates to your net worth.
net worth.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Which is where the money reside, where the money reside, where the money reside.
Man,
Okay, 5. Here's a big.
I wish y'all could hear
Hey,
that. Did
what?
y'all hear that?
Wait a minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. Look.
Oh, well, let me do it again.
Hey, wait a
So,
minute.
you know what? I'm struggle streaming y'all because if I had known, I thought I messed it up earlier. So if I had known it was working, I would have gave y'all a round of applause when y'all came up. I
Hey,
would, I
it's
definitely would
never
have
too
gave y'all.
late.
Look, I definitely would have gave y'all some of these, and maybe one or two of these. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Would have gave y'all some of those too. But
Woo!
so the thing is that a lot of women say that they want a high value man. That's what a lot of women say. I have I have to pull up something, but a lot of women say that they want a high value man, and it's the fact that a lot of women don't want a man that's not making at least what they make and more. You know what I'm saying? And I think that part of the problem is that, like we were talking about earlier, this notion of high value makes people think that there's something wrong with being average. You know what I'm saying? So what I say a lot of times is that women that make more money, they don't want to be with the guy that's making $41,000, even though that's most men. It's only a small percentage of men that make more than that. You see what I'm saying? It's if you're making $100,000, $120,000 a year, you're in the top 10% of Americans, right? That's a small percentage. If you want to bring it down a little bit, if you're earning 70, 75, $80,000 a year, you're still in the top 15% of earners. And just like I said earlier, right? Most Americans don't even have $1,000 in the bank account. Most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and I think that we would see the community come together together more if it wasn't just so much about the money. Yes, you need money to make it, but we need to start pairing up, right? Because it used to be a time to where the lady that was a CNA could get at the man working at the mobile plant at the motor plant, and then they get together and have a life. But I think that with this era of social media, we think that everybody is supposed to have a above average lifestyle, and that's not the case. A lot of it comes from people not knowing how to live below their means as well. So do y'all think that two it's better to have two incomes instead of just one? So, do you think that sometimes it's the money or the status of somebody wanting to be high value that makes it difficult for women that make more money?
No, I don't. I think
Okay.
it's a mindset of I don't care nothing about your degrees and you gonna do what I say. Take them glasses off and put that apron on and do what I say. Cause I'm the head. It's that attitude. It's that mindset. Instead of respecting the fact that you have just embarked upon a highly intelligent woman who would like to partner with you so that you two could be great together. You don't respect that. That's not respected. Shut up talking to me about that when that's her language. That's the part that's keeping the conversation from flowing. So no person that has good God-given sense is going to stay in a situation with a person that's just completely disrespecting their being.
So, do you think that just because a man wants to be more traditional, or he makes more money, that automatically equates to disrespecting the woman?
I think that women that make good money would like to be with a man that makes good money too, because like I said, your finances determine your quality of life, that we can do great things together. I think that all of us know that there is not just a racist supremacy, there is a capitalist supremacy in this land that we call America. There is classism. All of us are not in the same class. All of us are not in the same tax bracket. It does make good sense to partner with someone that's in the same tax bracket with you. It that just makes good reasonable sense. Now, just because I am in the same tax bracket with you does not mean that I need to deny that I'm in the same tax bracket with you and pretend like I don't make anything and I don't do anything to make what I make. I work just like you work. So I'm sorry. If them dishes didn't get washed today, whoever is at the house needs to make sure they got washed. I had to work. That type of reasoning. It's not about me disrespecting you and your manhood. It's not about that. Trust me when I say it's not about that. It's not about me not respecting you as head of household, but respect me for all the goodness that God has given me. Who can find a virtuous woman? Respect that because her price is far above Ruby's high value woman.
So what I'm hearing is that I'm not saying, it sounds like you're saying that automatically men don't respect women in the household.
I'm saying that there is a major conversation in the manosphere that's not respectful of a high value woman. And
So
that same Godfather that put out that list that we just listened to is one of the same people that I have seen say to women, "We don't care about your degrees." I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this. I really do care about this. So that's really rude that you would say you don't care anything about it, especially in one of our initial conversations. This is a major part of my life. This is my journey. This is my path. You don't care anything about it? That's
so
like me telling me I don't care anything about your career. I don't care anything about your Black culture. That's who you are. Why would I not care?
So I think that the misconception here is that it's not that we don't care about it, like your degree doesn't mean anything. It's the fact that a lot of men don't place weight on it, as in, okay, you have a PhD, so that puts you above this woman over here. You know what I'm saying? So you could have a lady that has a master's degree, but she has a terrible attitude and she's not being respectful to that man because maybe he doesn't make as much money as she does, or maybe he doesn't have as many degrees as he does, right?
And that goes back to
Ladies,
character. That goes back to
ladies,
character.
oh, but what I'm saying
Define,
is,
and that's where we're messing up, JD.
no, 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 no,
By
no. See,
defining value on based on money.
no, no, no. See,
When
this is what
value
I'm
should be
saying.
based on your character.
No, see, okay, see, this is where it's getting missed at, because it's
Yeah, I
not it's
know.
it's not it's not that we're saying your degree is unimportant, uninspired. Men don't put weight into that. You know what I'm saying? A
I
lot
know,
of
but I'm
women,
saying
a
to the
lot of women will
example
say,
you just gave, to the example you just gave, that she was a disrespectful woman. That's character. No matter how many
right,
degrees,
right, right,
no
right.
matter how many degrees you have,
But what
your
I'm
character has to define you. Just like no matter
exactly,
how many dollars you have, your character as a man has to define
you
you.
have a point, but this is what I'm saying. A man will bypass a lady that has a master's degree and go get with the lady that's bagging grocery at Publix because she treats him better. You know what I'm saying? Or she's
I
more
totally agree, and he should
she's
if he
more
was
of a
disrespectful.
nurturer. So that's what I'm saying. But a lot of times women will go with somebody that has more. Women put more weight into that kind of stuff than men do. It's not to say that it doesn't matter, because me personally, I like educated women. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But at the same time, men don't put much stock in that. It's not that we're not impressed that you earned a degree, that you have a master's or a PhD, but just like one of the sound bites that KS has, the lady, she said, I choose to be single. I wouldn't choose to be with the man because I'm a PhD. Why would I choose to be with the man because of my degrees? I'm a PhD, so
That's a
I'm
foolish
above
person.
here. But listen,
That's but I'm telling you
listen.
that
I
it's foolish women just like it's foolish men. But
exactly.
but my point to you is back to what you just explained. Character is where the value needs to reside. In character, because a good woman, a high value woman, is going to walk past a man that's worth a lot of money with some messed up behavior and attitudes, and she going to go be with that $60,000 man that's treating her right.
You might be partially right, but I just think that women will deal with a lot more and turn a blind eye to a lot more if a man has more money. And let me tell you why. And I've experienced this personally. Personally, in some of my dating situations, I literally had a lady tell me that if I make as much money or more than you, you should get on with my vision. If I come in one day and say, "Hey, we need to move and we're going to move," you should get on board with it, right? But if it was a situation where I was making the majority of the money and paying all of the bills, then she wouldn't have any say so in that. She would lay back and cooperate more if I had more money. And that's really the mentality. If ladies would be honest about it, is a bless you.
Blessing.
If ladies would be honest about it, I think that y'all know this. You know what I'm saying? I think that y'all know that a lot of women would turn a blind eye and turn the other cheek to a lot of stuff if a man makes more money.
But it depends upon the exposure of your circles. And with some of these women that are getting with men that quote unquote have so much money, it's because they are engaging, and like KS said, they're networking in particular circles of individuals in this particular bracket. Okay. So it depends on the exposure, because everybody who's in same tax brackets and stuff hang in same circles. Okay, because we all dealing with the same type of experiences, exposures, networks, etc. So if you are making yourself available and you're networking within a particular circle, then of course you're going to mingle with those that have either more money, if that's what your goal is. Now, we're not saying that when you're in that relationship with somebody that make more money or less money, that depends on who you're with. Yeah, any person, man or woman, if you make more money, you're going to find some type of balance and sacrifice. But if you're just trying to play a whole okey doke, again, that depends on what you're willing to accept and what your understanding of value is. What are you willing to deal with? And is this actually going to be a long lasting relationship? So when we say we need to bring everybody together with our communities and understanding what high value and money is, we don't need to bring everybody together. We need to understand how to get into these circles and this exposure instead of just grouping everybody together of the same tax brackets and etc. Because all that's going to happen is complaining and the what ifs and why this, the finger pointing and all that. when we need to do understanding and how can we all elevate exactly to that other high value status. It's not about who's making more money. You have to expose yourself to that circle if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can dig it. Alabama church girl, you wanted to say something?
JD, you know I could go on and on, but I do want to see this video.
Oh, you talking about the other which video? The video that you sent?
That TikTok, yes.
Ah. We're gonna get right into it now because I think that, like I said, with the times that we're living in 2021, I mean 2022 now, I think that a lot of people have started to look down on being average and started to look down on being able to do what you can do. Everybody can't afford a $500 dinner at Fogo's. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't afford that. I think that a lot of ladies expect those kinds of things simply because they are ladies, and some of them can't even provide that for themselves, right? However, I don't think that men should try to impress a woman with their wallet, especially if they don't have it. Don't go broke trying to impress somebody. Okay. If you have the means and that's what you like to do, by all means, be my guest. But never think that you have to break yourself or go broke just to impress somebody, because if you're having to start off that way, then you I guarantee you're gonna have to finish that way. And it's not gonna end up in your favor. Okay. So we got this video that we want to play. And before we get to the video, because thank you for those of you that are new that are joining us. We usually try to do about an hour and a half on these. Okay. So our time is running a little bit short. But I want to ask one question parenthetically, real quick. I know you ladies, right? We cool. All is cool, right? Would I'm gonna ask Antoinette first, and then I'm gonna ask Alabama Church Girl. Antoinette, could you date, marry a man that is making $50,000 a year, and that's all he's gonna make until retirement? The only thing he's gonna get is his cost of living raise, and maybe if he gets promoted to a different position in the plant or whatever. Could you marry and be with a man long term at $50,000?
Well, his woman a hustler, so I know how to flip it. So at the end of the day, yeah, that's fine, whatever, because we comfortable. So when we understand and we know how to read, because hooked on phonics, it worked for me. So we read because he could make that 50,000. You said at that company, right? Because now we're in 2022. So he could make money any other way, shape, form, or fashion. We could flip it. We could do whatever in the neighborhood. We could have 501c3 in this month. Donations are accepted. Okay. Um, yeah, his woman knows how to hustle, and we know how to make this bankroll, and we know how to flip it, rub it out. Ba, 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 ba. So yeah, it's
Amen.
possible. Just like I said before, so if your partner is making that 40,000, did she say cap? Who capping? Oh, he said cap. Let me tell you something. You lose your
Antoinette, don't
no,
bother. Don't
you
bother.
yeah. Look, Okay, because we gonna learn today. There's
Eh,
this over here and over here, and we gonna call a spade a spade. All right, and if you know how to do it, then there's no problem. Because, like we said before, knowing how to live below the means of everything. Because there's other things we could buy a car, start a business with that 50,000, buy the car in the business name. So yeah, okay, 50,000. All right, cool. But what we gonna make on this side is gonna double in value. And we our liquid assets and then our little stocks and our NFTs. But see, y'all not ready for them capping
Thank
situations
you.
and
Thank
conversations.
you, Antoinette.
Okay. So yeah,
What kind of car you
absolutely.
gonna buy? A Jaguar.
Who gonna check
so
me, boo? A
so
Jaguar in my three car garage. Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm hearing. It sounds like you're saying that you could be with a man that makes $50,000 only on condition. That's what it sounds like. So, in other words, it sounds like you could be with a man that's making $50,000 a year only if you can take that money and invest it or flip it and do something else with it, right?
Well, that's not the only thing. That's not the
Besides him
only
paying
thing.
bills, and taking care of things, right?
Well, it's a balance. Yeah, if we gonna live below our means and then set that money for trips, dips, and everything else, family reunions, emergencies, this, that, and the third, then yeah, but he got to be on that same boat because there's two sets of income coming in. So who's gonna handle this and who's gonna handle that? So yeah, at the end of the day, as long as you still write me my love letters, you sending me some music via Apple Music because them yams was on your mind, then yeah, absolutely. We cooking, we clean it. Listen, we a picnic. Listen, I like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and picnicking. So that's all it is. Make it work, because at the end of the day, if you're not making this little heart flitter flatter flutter whatever, then okay, yeah, then you're going to have problems. But if you're not setting that value checklist across the board in addition to money, then yeah, that's just what it is.
Alabama church girl, I want to ask you the same question.
Yes, it's with conditions with me also. The condition being mostly, yeah, as long as he making her jump and busting it down right, taking good care of me, taking good care of home. Yes. But the condition is he cannot try to hold me back from being the highest earner I can be. Because I am an ambitious woman.
Okay. So the answer ultimately is no. If he's gonna make 50, if he
Let
makes
your ears hear
You
what
got
they
to be
want to hear,
creative.
JD.
No,
so if he makes
listen,
fifty thousand
you got to
dollars,
be
right?
creative.
Look. See, that's what I'm saying.
Now,
All I'm saying,
that's why the black men can't get with a black woman, because he
look,
don't know how to listen to her.
look.
Listen,
All I'm
I
Be
gave
saying,
you two of
creative.
these
but
and one
see,
of these.
my argument would be that y'all don't listen to the men.
No,
You know what
you
I'm
heard what
saying?
you wanted to hear, honey.
Now,
Y'all been talking for
Yep,
decades. We heard you.
I don't think so. I
we
don't
heard
think
you.
so. So
We heard you.
here's the thing though. $50,000, right? It is true that women are now making more money than they ever had, right? Now, let me just throw this caveat out there. $50,000 a year. I think I saw somebody put it in the comments. You're not going to be able to really travel the world or do a lot of vacations.
Oh, yes, we are. Oh,
But
yes,
see,
we are.
Yes, you are.
that's what I'm saying about living below your means. You
Mm-mm.
see what I'm
Because
saying? But what?
we're gonna learn how to live off that one income. So that everything that I make
Thank
on
you.
top of that 50 is discretionary. That's how we do it. When you're a Black woman and you have been making it work, y'all forget who our ancestors were.
Wait.
You
So
forgot where we
Thank
come
you.
from, baby.
wait a minute. Let me ask you this: the is a vacation necessary to being a good leader, or is it necessary for a family to do?
Vacation is necessary for your mental health, honey. So
Yeah,
that's
it
that's
is.
why they
It
give you
is.
vacation time on your job, because they know that if they didn't, that they'd be in violation of the labor laws, that they didn't give you a time to rest.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
on the seventh
Vacation.
day, God did what? He rested. He
So
laid out the map that at some point you're gonna work a lot, but at some point you're gonna have to rest.
But the
exactly.
vacation value, you're talking about money too. So vacation could be a staycation, a vacation,
Right,
a
right.
treehouse vacation, a trip 2 hours away to Savannah, Tuskegee, whatever. Listen, these little tours is free 99. Be creative. There's parks, there's waterfalls. Hell, be creative, because when you get to the waterfalls, the only thing that you can splash in ain't just the water. So think about that.
But see, is that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with that because when I was growing up, we were excited to get to go to the swimming pool a couple times a year. You know what I'm saying? And we were able to go on one or two vacations to get to travel somewhere every once in a while. But me as a child, I was only on a plane one time. What I'm saying is that these days and times that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? You
And I
take you
understand
take a
that,
Make
G.
vacation.
memories.
You take a vacation and you tell a lady that we're going on vacation to the same beach in Alabama year after year. She ain't going for that.
Because there are different places you can go and spend money in different places.
Right. But
Exactly.
what if that but what if that's the cheapest one? All I'm saying is, hey, y'all are doing real good in the comments. I'm sorry I can't keep up
Be
with all of them.
creative.
I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best.
But they
So
don't want to hear it. But they listen to us though. They listen to us, but they don't hear
I
it.
don't
Let
I don't I
I'm
don't
me
telling
think
drink this tea.
I
you.
don't think that the women are really listening to the men. So
No, we hear
uh
you, but what we
Are we
hear
listening?
is what we hear is that you don't know what our plight has been.
what you
Clearly, you
mean?
don't know. You don't
What you
know.
mean?
I've been a single mom up until this year. I was a single mom for 16 years. Honey, we went on a vacation. And I wasn't no rich mama either. But we
Mhm.
went on some vacations every single year, 2 or 3. Because guess what? We're gonna rest. And I'm gonna teach my child how to rest. Even as a child,
Make memories.
right? Even as a child, my parents, they weren't rolling in dough. They were the average middle class Joe. And when I say middle, at the bottom of the middle class, Joes. We went to Panama City every single year. Every now and then they'll flip it up and we'll go to Destin, Florida, every single year. Do you think we complain? We were ready to go to Miracle Strip. We were ready to go hit the beach because that was fun. That was exciting. The travel, even going to family reunions in other states and traveling piled up in cars, cousins on top of cousins, staying in the same room together, packing lunches. We did all that. We did all that. And guess
Yes.
what? Even as an adult, right now, like within this past 12 months, I still did the same thing with my cousins because you know what? Those were the most bonding experiences we ever had. And we make it our business to do it every year now because it's now a cousin's experience to bond like that. And I make sure my son is there with his cousins to bond like that. Although we can afford for every single one of us to get our own room and be in separate places
Mhm.
and go at separate times and on separate flights. We can afford to do that, but we enjoy piling up like that, and it saves money. Do we
Yes, it
forget?
does.
My grandmother was a mother of 7 kids and divorced at that. She never got a high school diploma, let alone a college degree. But guess what? She fed every one of them, and every one of them thick and full and fat off of chicken and rice pots. We made it work. We knew how. My grandmother straightened people's hair in her kitchen to make extra money. Oh Lord, my battery low. Jesus. but we know how to make it work. We know how to flip a dollar. We know how to use what we got to put money back, to save some money. No, I like nice pantyhose, but I'm gonna wear just my greasy legs for a couple of weeks so I can put some money back because I want to do this with my kids. That type of thing, that type of mentality. But I don't think that the men are really listening, that that's who we are. It's in our DNA. That's why you can't keep a black woman down. Not a good one. Excuse me while I plug up my
And
computer.
just like, yeah, no problem. So then, pass the baton, pass it. No, like with the comment saying that black women don't allow the black men to lead, it's not about allowing the black men to do anything. It's about communication, effective communication at that, like we've talked about before. And in order to lead, you have to lead by example. So if you're not hearing what your woman talking about, of course they're not going to have that security and understanding that you have the gumption to lead in certain situations. So it depends on what's going on at that point in time. Let's see what else we got going on. But yeah, Val, like you were saying, as far as with the memories too, because I know, like for Christmas, when my sisters and them came over, Sister Act 2 came on, Sister Act 1, Sister Act 2 came on, and we all just clicked automatically because for the summer, we used to watch that every day. All the cousins together, and thinking about what was going on, how we would be there for each other, making those trips to Thibodeau, running around in the sugarcane fields. I mean, it's about making memories. And at the end of the day, that's just what's happening. So, when we want to talk about high value, when we want to talk about making memories, when we want to talk about leading and going the distance for your partner, then these are the different aspects and components that we are talking about. So you cannot just say we as black women aren't listening to what black men are saying or where they're coming from. We hear you, but what we're trying to tell you is that do you hear us as well? And we have to come to some type of agreement and a type of balance to where we all can grow, right? And learn from one another, not just take everything for its face value. And we have to take these moments to just dig a little bit deeper. Because if we're not digging a little bit deeper, y'all, what's the point? Are we just going to go in and out of different relationships and saying, oh, okay, just because I may be that quote unquote high value individual and I have the money and the assets to do it. So once I'm done with this one relationship because she didn't fit the standard or he didn't fit the standard, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. That is not a fruitful relationship. That is not a fruitful component. And at the end of the day, what are we trying to do? We're trying to grow in our relationships, huh? So, well, y'all, it's looking as though we are winding down. Everybody's kind of dropping in and out. So, we will look into addressing some of our comments at another point in time. We hope. Oh, there it is. Wait a minute. We got people coming back in the scene. Gangster Lean. Um, there you go, there you go, there you go. Here we are. Can't hear you. Struggle streaming. There it is.
Yo, can y'all hear me? We back?
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm sorry.
We've been rolling.
Yeah, I heard I had to pull it up on my phone Y'all, I don't know what happened. Spectrum owed me some money back
Ooh.
for sure. They didn't cut me off in the middle of the stream, y'all.
Sure
Uh,
did.
did Val get cut off too?
She did, but she might be coming back. We try to hold it down.
Oh well, thank you so much for holding it down. Yo, right before I got cut off, let me see if I can go back enough. I wanted to give a really, really big shout out to Kayla Hall
Go,
with the
Kayla.
$4.99 super chat.
Go,
No
Kayla.
question, no comment, just pure love. Just like the lead attorney said, thank you so much to Kayla Hall for your super chat. It does not go unnoticed. So, yeah, where were we?
So basically, since I was all alone, I started winding it back down. Trying to do a little review of we said that black women, we're not listening to the black men, but it was a form of effective communication. So, in order for us to all grow, we all got to listen to each other, the exposure of these different circles and what value means, being creative. We can't grow if we don't communicate and try to understand what's going on. All right, I am Rick Favor.
Thank you so much, Rick Favor, for your donation as well. So, y'all, listen, I'm so sorry that I got cut off. Alabama Church Girls sent us a video, and our time is running short. For those of you that are just joining us, we usually try to go about an hour and a half on these. So sometimes we go a little bit over, but we try to keep it at about an hour and a half. But while we're waiting on to see if Alabama Church Girl comes back, let me see if I can refresh this over here because they just had me all off spectrum. I had to go reset my router and everything like
Okay.
that. So yeah, I had it
Is it
ready.
raining out that way?
Not even a little bit.
Yes, indeed.
Not even a little bit. Let me see. Where was it? I was ready, but
Yeah.
now here we go. Here it is. All right. Let me. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all bear with me for a second, cause my connection. Yeah. What's up, Tiffany Smith? Thank you so much for
Hey,
joining us.
hey, hey.
And yeah, a skilled trade. Yeah, yeah. Shout
Yes.
out to the chat tonight, man.
Y'all been rolling.
Yeah.
Y'all been rolling.
Shout
I
out
was
to the
trying to
chat.
remember. I was trying to remember as you was
Yeah.
passing them by because I was like, oh, we gonna okay, we by ourselves. We gonna try to let me recall so I can start addressing some of the little chitty chat
I
chats.
couldn't keep up. I was trying my best, man. Shout out to the chat tonight, man. Y'all are on it. And
Yes.
another thing that I like to say over here is that we don't just want an echo chamber. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get some thoughts and ideas out so we can at least try to go in the right direction to see the marriage rate in the black community go up and see more two-parent households. But I think I got it up right here. Yeah, so let's see what this young lady has to say. And this is what kind of sparked the conversation of being a high value man and everything like that between the three of us. So we wanted to talk about that tonight. So let's see what the young lady has to say.
I cannot believe I had this table where they're on a date. I guess it was like the first date, and the guy was like, "Don't worry about it, baby. Like, it's all on me. You order whatever you want on the menu." Like, he didn't even let this girl order. He was like, "Yeah, I'll take one of this, one of this, one of this." Like, the bill was crazy high. So I was like, "Oh shit! Like, okay, let's get that tip money, bitch." So the girl was like, "Oh my God, papi, like, you're so crazy. Oh my God, like, this is so expensive. No." And he's like, "Don't worry about it. Like, it's all on me. It's always going to be on me. Like, if we were to be in a relationship, it would be on me. Like, I would be taking care of you." And I'm standing there like, so do you guys want the Sprite or no? Like, I'm confused. And every time I would pass the table, he dead ass would be talking about how much money he makes, how he can't afford anything he wants, like how this is easy for him. And he's obviously trying to impress this girl because this girl's eyes were like, "Oh my God, like I scored the jackpot with him. I did the thing." And I was like, okay, whatever. So whatever. It comes time for me to drop I drop the check and I'm like, oh, take your time, whatever, do what you got to do with it. Like, stick it in your kuka, stick it in your coochie woochie, like, do whatever you want. Just make sure you leave me a tip at the end. And I go back to collect the check, and bitch, on a bill of $600, this man left me $20. And now, if you don't know how math works, that's less than like 5% of the whole bill. They were there for like 2.5 hours too. So I was like, are you serious? Like, are you dead ass? So then I go to grab the thing, and I'm not going to complain because you know what? $20 is $20 that I did not have when I walked in this bitch. So I'm like, whatever it is, what it is. I grab the check and I see the 20, and you could clearly see on my face that I was like, are you fucking serious boasting about your money and shit, but you can't even tip your server out? Like, what are you doing here? So the girl looks at me and she looks down at the check and she goes, Papi, you're going to leave her $20? And I'm like, oh, okay, bitch. I look at her, I look at him, and I'm like, yeah, Papi, what you about to do right now? Because she pressing you, so what you gonna do? You broke? Are you broke? So I go to grab the bill to walk away because I'm like, if you want to leave me $20, that's what you're trying to leave me. That's not my fault. You're out here trying to look like Papi Shampoo, but you can't afford the title, bitch. I'm sorry. So then I go to grab the bill to go walk away, and I overhear the guy be like, oh my God, like I must have done the math wrong. Like I didn't even realize. Like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. And I was like, are you embarrassed though? Because I know damn well you meant to leave me $20. The only math you did not do correctly is when you were ordering one of everything, bitch. Because you know damn well your bank account could not support it, bitch. So then the girl is like, well, she's right over there. Like, go fix it then. Like, go call her over. And he's like, no, she looks so busy. Like, I don't want to bother her anymore. Like, she looks so busy. I swear to God, I was standing up, leaning on something like this. Just staring at them, waiting for them to call me back, just staring. And she's like, she doesn't look busy. She's just standing there. And he's like, no, I know. She's so busy. Like, you don't know how the service industry works. Like, they got so much going on. And I was like, girl, wait. And then she deadass gets up and looks at him and goes, you know what? I'm going to just have to go. And then on her way out, she finds me and she gives me a $50 bill. And she's like, here you go, baby. Like, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know he was going to do that. If I would have known, I would have just tipped you myself. But here you go. Have a good night. Thank you for the amazing service. And then she left. She deadass left him in the restaurant. And I was like, okay, girl, boss, we do the thing. We don't go out with broke men in 2022, bitch. I cannot believe I had this table where they're on a...
Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, so there was a lot of things that were wrong with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And like, okay, we get it, the frustration, the service, because that's one thing that does piss me off, and that I'm big on that too. You have to give your servers their money. You know what I'm saying? Like the cat exec, I cannot with y'all. But anyway, um, 15%, 20%. So um, your servers deserve their money. And if you're trying to floss, then, do that. But you still need to do your due diligence regardless at the end of the day. And that was just a lot going on. Yeah, she felt as though the girl found that jackpot on the face, this, that, and the third. But then at the end of the day, the value of it was his character. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to floss in front of you, but yeah, I didn't figure that tally for that extra tip. But if you thinking, then you're gonna have all of that covered. But if you're a high valued man, as given by KS, then you would already had that calculated in that situation, and you would have pulled out enough change to give your server, because at the end of the day, maybe after you eat, y'all probably would have went to the strip club, so you would have had some money on hand. I'm just saying, $600.
Yo, I'm just saying, I wouldn't spend $600 on a first date. You know what I'm saying? And somebody said it looked like he had exact change. And then somebody says I tip as I please. Then somebody says that was just a side date. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it, man, because let's just be honest. Don't act like that ladies don't go on foodie dates all the time.
We like to eat. We
but
like to
see,
eat.
but see, this man, and I 100% agree with tipping your server, a respectable amount. You know what I'm saying? This dude had already spent $600 on the meal. You know what I'm saying? And then, like she said, well, it was $20 I didn't have when I went in there, so whatever. But the lady went out of her way to embarrass him and make him look bad too.
But he embarrassed her also, if you remember what she was saying. He did not allow her to order. He was just like, oh, give me one of this. So he was the one who made that bill go up to $600. Not her. He did. So if that was the case, then you should have already tipped her, your server, in the same sense. If you trying to stunt, that's the main thing. Tip your server. Stunt on that too.
Alabama church girl, come on with it. We can't hear you. Did you connect your? You're on
Can't hear
mute.
you.
I'm sorry. I said, you know, I've been looking at this video for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and when I tell you I got my whole life, that tickled me to my toenails. Because first of all, if you know you didn't have enough to tip, why you even ordering all this stuff? What are you eating for $600? I mean, I'm serious.
Right.
Like, you know what? I honestly, I don't like to be wasteful. I really don't.
Thank
It
you.
take all that. It honestly don't. Cause $600, honey, that can go towards the utility bills. For one day, you ain't gotta impress me like that. I'm listening to what's coming out of your mouth. That's
Thank
how you need to
you.
impress me.
Thank you.
Now we're gonna eat
Yes.
good. I like to eat nicely and be all cute, and sometimes I like to be fancy. But I don't have to have $600 worth of fancy, because at that point it's foolishness.
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel you 100%.
Yeah,
I like to eat. I like to eat good. I like to every once in a while go to a fine dining restaurant, and I'll take my lady to a fine dining restaurant too, because it's not that I'm trying to prove anything, but you know I think that every once in a while you need to go out and do something nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me
So
on the cute.
yeah, but not $600 worth. This dude was going about it in all the wrong ways, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. You trying to impress somebody with your wallet, and then you're gonna have to keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? When you lead that way, you're gonna have to keep doing that.
Absolutely, because if you give me a taste for something, you're gonna have to uphold
Thank you.
something. But I will say this, JD, how many times have you heard me say while we were live, I pay attention to how you treat that server? Because those are character. That defines your character. So that's what should have been. That's what he really should have been concerned with impressing her with. How I treat the staff. How I open this door for you. How I treated you. The things I said to you. How I respond to you after the date. Those are the things. Those are the things that
I
defines.
want I want to know who eating gold crusted steak at Ruth Chris. That's what I want to know.
Hey,
A foolish person.
hey, some people like
Listen,
it. Some people like
they
it.
may.
I mean, I don't mind trying something once.
Yeah.
Be foolish.
Yeah.
I don't.
Now, shout out to the black alternative. $200 to $300 for a fine dining first date is respectable, not $600.
Yeah.
I ain't spending that much on the first date.
I agree.
Okay.
But I will tell you this: the first time that it was spent on me, I was looking like this dude crazy.
Right. But see, I am Rick Favor. Like I said before, remember ice cream, coffee. If you can remember my Starbucks, and remember I gave y'all my little Starbucks, and that was one drink.
And that's
Put
impressive.
that in there. Hey baby, baby, make it a Trente, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I hear you. But that's what's up, y'all. Y'all listen. I apologize for the connection issues, but our time is far spent. We could keep talking about this all night long. We might even do a part two to it at another time. But those of you that gave donations in the super chat, thank you so much. I am going to link these videos in the description, and I want everybody to continue to engage with us. You know what I'm saying? Continue to share the videos. Let us know what you think. If you found value in it, I promise you other people will find value in it as well. So please don't forget to like the video on your way out. Don't forget to share the video and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Our goal is to reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of the month. I know we can do it. I believe we can do it. I have faith in y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Before we leave, Alabama Church Girl, do you have anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
I bless the Lord for being here on tonight. I need the saints to just touch their neighbor and say, we are high value men and women. And on your way out the door, this is the benediction. I hope you got your hands raised. On your way out the door, raise that little one finger and hit that like button. I love you. And God bless you.
Yes. Alabama Church Girl, thank you so much. Antoinette, you got something to say to the people?
Y'all, it's been a pleasure. I'm loving this interaction. Keep it going. Let's keep it pushing. Cause honey, the point of views, let's get it. I just love it. Keep it going.
Absolutely. And we're gonna do just that. The real Ramo, look, man, I don't know why, but some of the fellas scared to join me, man. I've been trying to look for some, man, but hopefully we'll find some. But thank y'all so much for joining us. Please don't forget to like and share and subscribe on your way out. Y'all, it's your boy JD, aka Mr. December. For Antoinette and the Alabama Church Girl, we will be back next week at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you put those bell notifications to always on. Until